I want to welcome everybody to the 2017-2018 school year. And I'm Mr. Ward, and I'll have the pleasure of teaching your son or daughter language arts, writing workshop, and or digital journalism this year. I just want to send out a quick little video with what to expect a little bit, touch on a couple of the main rules, but in the email that I've sent, there'll also be a link to the rules website that I have, procedures, grading, all that kind of stuff, as well as a form if you want to fill it out. I know you get a deluge of forms to fill out the first day of school, so I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of fill that out online now if you wanted to. If not, the paper form will come home, no big deal. The first thing I just want to make sure everybody knows, summer reading, each student at the end of last year was assigned and told to choose a book, read it, and then come up with a presentation using either Google Slides or some other program, and then have that ready to go the first when they come back to school. I'm going to have them submit the draft of that presentation by the end of the day Friday. So they come back Thursday, by the end of the day Friday, and that'll count 25 points. Then we'll work on actually fine-tuning presentations, how to do great presentations, and they'll revise, because your first draft in writing and everything else is never the best. We're going to work on revising together. That final presentation will be worth 100 points. So if somebody still has not read a book, they're going to need to do that like yesterday. Even if they don't submit the first thing, it's 25 points. They're going to need to do a final presentation, and we're going to spend time in class fine-tuning our presentations for the first week and a half. You need to read a book. The other couple things, you'll see mentioned in the rules site, I don't give quote-unquote detentions. My thing is I want to educate, not consecrate. And that's something I picked up when I went through grad school. But the bottom line is this. Students may have issues with calling out, not turning work in, whatever it might be. Just giving them consequences, I don't believe, helps them learn how to be better. So, for example, if they call out a lot, they're going to get a warning. The next time might be last out of class. Then it's kind of like detention, but not really. The third time, they would have to come after school with me, but I have some modules set up and some things they can read and stuff on whatever it is they need work with to get better. They may not know how not to call out, so maybe it's calling out, maybe it's organizational skills, maybe it's digital citizenship. Whatever it is that's the root cause of the behavior or not completing assignments, that's what I work toward. So just keep that in mind. Detention, they will not just sit here and stare at the wall. They're coming and they're going to, detention will be as skills training, let's call it that. It'll be as long as it takes the student to complete it. They come in and focus and get done in 10 minutes, cool, I'm good. If they want to refuse to do it and stay here for an hour, I got stuff to do, I'm good, but I'm going to work with them. Another thing would be, this kind of goes grading, I do on a point scale. So generally, classwork, homework, 10 to 20 points, maybe 25, depending on what it is. A quiz, about 50 points, and then your summative assessments, which are basically tests, final drafts of essays, 100 points. And with that, there's two things. One, any assignment can be redone. If a student does not like their score, the student can redo it. Generally, I cut it off like a couple weeks before the end of a marking period just to make sure I can get caught up with everything that's been redone. I try to turn that around as quick as I can. But my bottom line is this. I want the student to learn and master the skills we work on, not just get a grade and be done with it. So a lot of times students, what can I do to improve my grade? Well, let's look at your grades. What can we redo? What do we need work on? What can we bring up? I don't give extra credit. You can go back and let's rework on something and get better at it. And that kind of brings me to the second point, which is homework. I don't give homework just to give homework. It's not something I believe in. I'd rather students spend time with their family, honestly. But there will be times where they have homework that's, I'm going to call it extension of learning. If they don't finish a task, they're going to have to take it home and finish it. If we write an introduction and focus on that for a day or two in class, and they're still not done, they're going to need to finish it at home to stay on track with the rest of us. You know, sometimes that comes down to we really need more time. Sometimes it comes down to we didn't use time in class wisely, so now I have to finish it at home, which I don't want to do. Well, that's where we are. The other thing is late work. I accept it. However, the first 2 times you as a parent or guardian will receive a form just so you can sign and say, hey, I'm aware that this was turned in late. And stuff happens. I get it. Somebody ends up, God forbid, in the hospital. Somebody, you know, we have baseball practice or soccer practice that ran late. We just didn't get it done that one night. Okay, just tell me and we'll work through it. Not a huge deal. When we get to the 3rd time, and this goes for each marking period, now I'm starting to see a little bit of a habit. So is it time management? The student just doesn't manage his or her time right. Is it organizational? They'll come after school for a skills training session on whatever the root cause is. We'll work on it. But again, you'll have to sign a form indicating you know it was turned in late. If we get to the point where we've gone through all this and we're habitually still late, then I'm going to start taking points off, but that's not the way I want to do it. I'd rather work with the student to master the skills that we work on in class, and also to take care of whatever the root cause, whatever the problems are that are coming into causing homework to be done late or work to be done late. So that way when they get to high school, they're more in college and the workforce, they're more prepared for that. My final point in this video, again, please check out the rules site so you're aware of everything, but the final thing is cell phones in the classroom. There are studies that have been done that schools that ban cell phones, their students score 6% higher, their student achievement is 6% higher. It is significant. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is significant. So my thing is, we have Chromebooks. We don't need to look things up on our phones. There's a clock in the classroom. We don't need to check the time. If there's something really, really important, chances are somebody's called the office to get the student. So my thing is, keep the cell phones away. The first time, I'll give a warning. Hold it to the end of class. Second time, I'm going to hold it till the end of class, and we're probably going to do a digital citizenship or organization or whatever the root cause. Why do we keep taking it out? We're going to come after school and work on that. The 3rd time and any time after that, I'm going to take the phone, turn it into Mr. Jefferson in the main office, and I believe his policy is the parent would have to come in and get it. I'll notify you before we get to the 3rd time so you know, hey, the next time this gets taken, I'm turning it into the office. I want to communicate with everybody. I think that those are the main things right now. I'm personally looking forward to a dynamic, engaging school year, and really I focus a lot on writing. I believe it's something that's really important no matter what profession you go into. And I think that's about it right now. Again, I'm looking forward to a great 2017-2008 school year. And Mr. Ward is out.